Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 8.3, the chapter about powers. At Theory A, we've taken a look at what powers exactly are. At Theory B, we're going to take a look at how we can use them when making calculations. They start with a new way of saying working with powers or calculating with powers. They say evaluating a power is also known as exponentiation. Dat betekent in het Nederlands dat we gaan macht verheffen. So that's what you're actually doing, exponentiation. Great word to pronounce as well. Because this is a new, you could say, operation, we have to change where this is in the order of operations. And remember, we did already have a place for to the power of 2, right? For squares. That was right here. Well, now instead of saying evaluate squares or calculate squares, we now say just take a look at all the powers there. So still, you first do everything inside of brackets, then you evaluate powers, so you're going to calculate it, you could say. Then still multiply and divide from left to right and add and subtract from left to right. Okay, so let's just practice those two calculations right here. Minus 40 plus 3 times 2 to the 4th power. How would you do this one? First of all, write down your intermediate steps right. Second of all, use the correct order of operations. What are we going to do first? Are we first going to add minus 40 and 3? Are we first going to multiply 3 with 2 to the 4th power? Or are we first going to calculate this power right here? Well, if we go back right, you know we first do everything inside of brackets. They are not there. So in that case, we're first going to evaluate powers. So we have to calculate what 2 to the 4th power is. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 16. And now, remember, you first do multiplications from left to right. So you first do 3 times 16. That's going to be 48. And then you do minus 40 plus 48 equals 8. You see those intermediate steps here, you have to write them down. Remember, I also grade you on intermediate steps. I grade you on your process, not only on your final answer. So write those down, please. It can help if you write them down from top to bottom, because then you see which part of your calculation is changing into what. I think this is a lot clearer than writing them from left to right. So I would always, when we're going to solve equations, or we do it later on, in 2nd grade, then we always do it from top to bottom. I would already start working it out like this. So here, write those intermediate steps from top to bottom, please. It will help you out a great lot in 2nd grade and after that as well. Right here, what are we going to do first? Well, I think the first thing is always doing things inside of brackets, right? So we first do 7 minus 5 equals 2. And then they leave out the brackets after that. You may still write down 2 inside of brackets, but that doesn't change anything. So they just leave it out and they say, well, that's 2 to the 3rd. What are we going to do first? You guessed it right. We're going to do powers first. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8. Remember 2 times 2 times 2. Then here you first going to do the division. So that gives me 4, and 17 plus 4 equals 21. And by writing it down from top to bottom like this, it's very clear what changes into what, right? So it gives you a lot more overview, and it's less easy now to make mistakes, or it's more difficult to make mistakes actually. Okay? That was Theory B, so as you could say a small part. The other video I will do Theory C separately, so I will stop the video right here. Good luck.